In the heart of Helmand province, a town named Mirja became the center of a massive military operation, Operation Moshtarak. This operation, meaning together in Dari, was the largest joint offensive in the war in Afghanistan. 15,000 troops from the US, UK, Canada, Denmark, Estonia, and Afghanistan united to reclaim Mirja from the Taliban. The town had been a Taliban stronghold and a hub for drug trafficking for years. The operation was heavily publicized, hoping to scare the Taliban into fleeing. General Stanley McChrystal promised a government in a box to stabilize Mirja post-offensive. Despite initial successes, the operation faced significant challenges. The Taliban's resilience turned Mirja into a bleeding ulcer for NATO forces. 90 days in, the town was still a battleground, with the Taliban regaining strength. The operation aimed to showcase improvements in Afghan security forces. 5 Afghan brigades were involved, leading the charge alongside NATO troops. The offensive began on February 13, 2010, with a massive air and ground assault. Helicopters and ground troops moved in before dawn, marking the start of the battle. The first day saw intense fighting, with Marines and Afghan soldiers pushing into Mirja. The Taliban had laid extensive minefields, slowing the advance. Marines used specialized vehicles to clear paths through the explosives. Despite heavy resistance, coalition forces secured key positions in the town. The operation aimed to cut the opium trade, a major funding source for the Taliban. Mirja's capture was intended to be a prototype for future operations. However, setting up a functional government proved difficult. By December, the fighting was declared essentially over, but the Taliban remained a threat. The operation's failure led to a strategic shift in the Obama administration. The focus moved from increasing combat troops to de-escalation. Operation Moshtarak was a critical test of coalition strategy against the Taliban. It was hoped to mark the beginning of the end of the insurgency. The operation's announcement was part of a strategy to shape the information battlefield. Leaflets were dropped, urging civilians to keep the Taliban out of their homes. Despite the efforts, the Taliban's resurgence highlighted the operation's shortcomings. The failure to establish a stable government in Mirja was a significant setback. The operation's legacy is a cautionary tale of the complexities of modern warfare. Operation Moshtarak remains a pivotal moment in the war in Afghanistan. Together we fought, together we learned, the tagline of Operation Moshtarak.